Krish. Good. So Casey, whenever you're ready.
Yep. Hi judges, my name is Tassim, and I am presenting my Moonshot company Photonics, along with my group members Ava, Haley, and Ali. When I was 10 years old in 2016, I spent some time in Indonesia, and at this time, Indonesia's capital Jakarta was experiencing record high levels of natural disasters, specifically floods and wildfires that could be attributed to their record high temperatures, level of air pollution, and sea levels, clearly showing the impact that climate change has had on the city. And Indonesia is not even that bad. India, Myanmar, Central Africa have some of the highest concentrations of ozone in the world, also showing that oftentimes climate change affects some of the poorest countries around. 3.4 million people a year die as a result of climate-related causes, and over $20 billion is lost in crop yields that can't adapt to our changing climate each year. Why is this the case? Let's look at atmospheric ozone. So we have stratospheric ozone, which contains 90% of our ozone, but this is good, naturally occurring ozone that protects us from sunlight's UV rays. Under which, however, is more concerning tropospheric ozone, which consists of a smaller portion, but this is man-made ozone that consists of the ozone that comprises our greenhouse layer. This ozone is formed when we release greenhouse gases, specifically nitrous oxide compounds and volatile organic compounds, so methane, carbon dioxide, and other carbon molecules that interact in the troposphere and are catalyzed by sunlight's energy to release singular oxygen atoms, after which these singular oxygen atoms are further catalyzed in the troposphere to react with oxygen molecules and form this ozone layer that traps in heat into our atmosphere. We need a safe and cost-effective way to deplete this tropospheric ozone layer. What we need is photonics, where we're working to deplete this tropospheric ozone layer one photon at a time. By using krypton fluoride high-energy light particles to conduct photodissociation on these ozone molecules, we can allow heat energy to escape from our tropospheric atmosphere. With our proposed solution, let's take a look at the greenhouse effect again. If these krypton fluoride high-energy photons come in contact with the ozone particles in the troposphere, it can conduct this photodissociation process and act as a catalyst so that the ozone dissociates into molar oxygen and singular excited oxygen atoms through this photodissociation process. After which, these excited oxygen atoms can opt into a further chain reaction where they react with more ozone molecules to dissociate them back into more oxygen molecules into the troposphere, allowing heat energy to escape from the troposphere. The way this krypton fluoride laser works is in the cavity of this laser, krypton and fluoride gases are heavily pressurized so that when an electric discharge is applied, they separate, releasing this high energy photon particle at 248 nanometers, which is the desired wavelength to conduct the photodissociation on the ozone molecules. And the reason that we use these photons and we shoot them in ultra short pulses is that because of these pulses, they can reach up to 5 kilometers in range into the troposphere and dissociate ozone at the rate of 10 moles in 100 seconds. We've identified the necessary funding from the Green Climate Fund and UNICEF to support our mission to start this implementation as a pilot project in Oman, which has the highest, or one of the highest ozone concentrations in the world, but has the necessary funding to continue this pilot project. So that we're estimating within 5 years of implementation, we can save 1 million lives and up to $6 billion in supposed lost crop yields. If you want to put an end to the millions of dollars lost and billions of dollars wasted in climate change, then join Photonics and let's embark on this journey together. Thank you.
Thank you. I like the innovation part of it. I think it's very interesting. The question I would have for you is how much energy would you need to power this laser, or in the specific project of Oman, for example, for the amount of disassociation of those atoms that you need for the entire troposphere?
Yeah, a good question. So it depends on the magnitude that we start this pilot project with. If we start it off based on how we got a lot of our data, which is based on the LiDAR technologies, which are scanning the ozone in the troposphere, then we're going to use a similar amount to, as they use, which the number I'm forgetting right now, which is the same or similar amount to what LiDAR lasers use to scan the troposphere.
This is very impressive. My question is, have you done any lab scale studies on effectiveness and measurement? Right? So like, it's very difficult to measure the impact of like lasers once you're deployed.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it's very difficult to measure this, especially right now as kind of a proof of concept. But the data that we would look towards is towards this LiDAR laser because it is at a similar scale and has been implemented for about 10 years now, and it has essentially been able to scan tropospheric ozone. So if we were to look for numbers to figure out scaling, then we would look to those numbers.
And the way of, is this like surface to atmosphere, or is it going to be atmosphere to atmosphere?
So the range that we can achieve is up to 5 kilometers, and this is during the nighttime because there's no interference from the sun's energy. So we can go up to 5 kilometers, and right now the plan is to go surface to atmosphere.
Awesome. So we covered the technical stuff. I'm curious that the countries that you noted, and you're starting with Oman, how do you convince them to get aligned on this? Like, do they need external funding, or do they have to pay for this? Because there are competing objectives here. These countries are developing right now pretty significantly, and there's a lot of pressure on these countries. In a way, after the developing countries did everything they needed to do to the climate, we put into this situation, and now when the developing countries are going ahead and industrializing, there is pressure on them to control. So I'm just curious, like, what is the incentive for like Indonesia and India or Oman to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question, and one that we originally thought of. This is the reason that we wanted to target developing countries, but we understood the same concern. And this is why we started off with Oman as a proof of concept, because they're a very wealthy country, and they do pour a lot of money into climate change and climate tech. And once we can have a proof of concept shown in Oman, the goal is to show metrics that come as a result of the ozone depletion, which can be proved to developing countries like Indonesia, like India, to show them that there is a reason for them to implement this solution.
So this can be done simultaneously as they continue to emit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the point. It's kind of separate from other efforts.
Understood.